L.O.T.S Proof Media, Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 44. We in the building. And I apologize, y'all. I was supposed to go on at 7 p.m., but we had some difficulties, some rain. But nonetheless, it's the incomparable. Often imitated, never duplicated. The one that they like to copy. Yeah, the one that they steal from. That guy. The guy that just keeps creating what you take. All right, L.O.T.S Proof Media, Don't Shoot the Messenger, episode number 44. This is powered by L.O.T.S Approved Media. That part be smart. All right. It's raining out there. You guys be careful. It's been a lot of rain. You know how the Florida summers is. Very rainy. All right. Hurricane season, all that. Very rainy. What is it? Hurricane season? Did the hurricane season even pop up? You guys, as soon as you guys come in the building, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Leave a comment in the comment section. This is episode number 44. We on a countdown to episode number 50. That part. Yes, I came on late. I do apologize, guys, but it was raining heavy out there. I was out there on South Beach trying to shoot something else for you guys, bring some different content to you guys. All right. Shout out to Coyote Zone, the building. That part. Shout out to Rudolph Palmer in the building. Shout out to E. Kenny in the building. That part. I love to see people in the building. Shout out to everyone. We here. I do apologize once again. I did say I was going on at 7 p.m., but I came on late, and I'm happy to see you guys in the building. All right. We're going to speak about some things tonight. A lot going on with ESPN. There's a lot going on over there in ESPN and ESPN world. Layoffs. Let's talk about it. Shout out to 3 Kenny in the building. Yo, it's been hot as fuck. Yeah, it's been super hot. And guess what, 3 Kenny? My AC was out for 6 days. Literally, the AC man came in today by the grace of God, okay? By the grace of God, but I haven't had AC in 6 days. Literally, the thermostat said 92 degrees, all right? And I have pets. I have bullies. So if you guys don't know about bullies, you know, it's usually the breathing is an issue, right? There has to be adequate conditions for them to thrive. Those animals are house animals, bullies, all right? And we're going to do something about bullies. I'm going to have some guys come on the show because, you know, I am a dog lover. L.O.T.S Approved is a dog lover, okay? So, yeah, you guys, nonetheless, I do apologize. I was supposed to come on at 7, and I got caught up in the rain. Like I said, I was out on South Beach trying to do something for you guys, get you guys some different type of content. That part be smart. Shout out to Tasha in the building. What's up, love? K-Paso. That part. Love to see you, Tosh. All right. Coyote Zone in the building. That part. Yo. Rudolph in the building. Okay, then. So, yeah, like I was saying, that part. It was raining and shit. Yeah, and ESPN, a lot of layoffs on ESPN. We're going to talk about it. Especially Jalen Rose is claiming that ESPN is racist. Yeah. And, you know, we're not race baiters here, but we're going to speak about it regardless of the fact. I'm happy to see everybody in the building. You guys do me a favor. As much people's in the building, let's get a like. Let's start off right. Let's start rolling off right. Hit the like button. Get those likes up. All right. Make sure you guys are sharing this. We're streaming right now on YouTube. We're streaming also on Twitter. And obviously, we're on Facebook, okay? I see y'all in the comment section. I love it. And keep hitting them likes. Make them likes go up and share this. Let's get everybody involved, okay? All right. Yeah, hip-hop top 50. I think Billboard did a top 50 hip-hop groups list. Yeah, top 50 hip-hop groups. I know you guys probably have your top 50. We're going to speak about that, too. I'm not too mad at it. I ain't too mad at Billboard. I'm not too mad at them. You guys kind of did somewhat of a good job. For once.
L.O.T.S Approved Media.
For once. Let's clap it up. Facts. Let's clap it up for Billboard. All right, that's a little loud there. Let's clap it up for Billboard. They did get the list right. All right, top 50 hip-hop groups. We're going to go down the line. You can imagine. And to their credit, to their defense, they didn't miss too much. All right, so shout out to them. We're going to speak about some things also. Let's see. Let's go down this list, champ. It wasn't too crazy this week, to be honest with you, but beyond that, extreme heat. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, extreme heat, all right? The AC man just came and fixed my AC today. So like I told you guys, I was 6 days without no AC. You know what I mean? And that shows you that, you know, we wasn't born with AC. Facts, though. I don't know. I'm a person that can go through a lot. Facts, though. All right? But nonetheless, the AC's back on, and I'm happy. All right, let me go down this list, man. Shout out to Planet, goddammit. That part. All right. All right, Ice Cube, Big Three. Listen, Ice Cube is recognized. He has the first, not the first, but he's recognized as a black league. All right, I don't know how many black leagues that we have, but Ice Cube has this basketball league called the Big Three. All right, I'm not sure if he has retired NBA players of whatnot, people that no longer play in the NBA, but nonetheless, it is a competitive for the NBA, and we'll speak about that. All right, so Ice Cube is recognized as a league, a black league owner. He's actually has a league. He's a league owner, and we don't have to add the black to everything. All right, he's a league owner. Shout out to Cube. Big things, Ice Cube. You already know, movies, rapper, now basketball league. That man, Ice Cube, reinvented himself 3 times. We'll talk about it. We'll speak about Ice Cube. All right. Once again, ESPN laying people off. So ESPN laid off a couple of people, Jeff Van Gundy, Jalen Rose. We'll go down the list of the plethora of people. I think over 20 staff members were let go. 20 staff members were let go off of ESPN, all right? Jalen Rose is screaming racist. We'll speak about that too. We'll play a little bit of what Jalen Rose said. We'll go over it. What else? Hold on, body. Relax yourself. All right. Adam 22. We're going to speak about Adam. So I don't know if you guys know about the No Jumper. This is a little bit crazy. No Jumper. This is a guy. He has this how you say platform, No Jumper, right? He has a podcast and a list of plethora of other things going on his network. Well, he does porno. So the guy actually let his wife, he's married, and he let his wife have sex with a black man, a BBC. We'll speak about that. That's crazy. All right, and it's all over the internet. So we don't like to, but when it comes to Adam, I have to speak about that because he is another content creator. All right, he's a part of the alumni of what we do. All right, Kiki Palmer. We're gonna speak about Kiki Palmer too. How Kiki Palmer's husband, baby father, he was a little bit adequate, a little bit. He seemed to be a little bit upset with Kiki Palmer. Now you guys know Kiki Palmer. She's an actor, what have you, and she was dressed a little bit. Some would say provocative. Some would say conventional. Times are different. I'm not judging her, but it's not what I say. It's about her baby father, and he felt like she was inappropriate. I will speak about that. All right. Also, let's talk about it. Rick Ross. We're gonna speak about my dog, Fat Boy with the epic double-decker dive off of the diving board. That was epic. All right. We'll talk about that too. What Tosh talking about right here? Tosh, what you mean? Yusef Solomon Salam and exonerated Central Park 5. Okay, we're gonna speak about that too. Hold on, wait one moment, guys. Whoosh. Ay, ay, ay. All right, so yeah, Central Park 5. I don't know, Tosh, Central Park 5 jogger spent 7 years in prison, has won the Democratic primary for the NYC council seat, and I think this is huge. So congrats to him. The movie was great too. All right, so I guess some guy that was I guess he was locked up or incarcerated for some Central. Okay, the Central Park 5. We remember that the guys that were incarcerated for a so-called whatever, I think it was a rape case. I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? We got to watch that word on the internet too. I'm not how to use the word, but for some reason that word is very sensitive on the internet. All right, so he won a seat, primary for the NYC council seat. Good for him. Clap it up. Clap it up. That's one for the streets, man. I ain't read too much about that, Tosh, but I'll read more about that. All right. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. All right, let's talk about it. Let's start off with that hip hop top 50. All right, so Billboard dropped the hip hop top 50s list. Okay, hip hop groups top 50. Now, I don't know what you guys are going for. I don't know what you guys who's your top 50, but I think they got the list somewhat right. Okay, it seems like I believe Outkast was at the top of the list. Not just Outkast, but Wu-Tang was number 2 on the list. All right. Let's go to the list right now. All right. So this is the hip hop top 50 hip hop groups list. And they got it quite right. I'm not going to argue about this list, okay? Let's start off with let's start from the 10. We're going to start from the 10 spot and count down. Matter of fact, let's start from the 20 spot and count down cuz I ain't too mad at the list. All right? Let me go up to 20. There's a lot of surprise, not so many surprises, but I'm just surprised how they got the list correct. Got to clap it up for them cuz usually they butcher the list. All right. So, let's start here. All right, number 20, hip hop top groups list, UGK. All right, we ain't too mad at that. UGK definitely is top 20. G-Unit made hip hop's top 20 list. All right, shout out to G-Unit. Facts though, and shout out to UGK. Rest in peace, Pimp C. Shout out to Bum B. All right, if you guys don't know, UGK is a legendary group in the South, so they deserve that. G-Unit is top 5. Top 20 hip hop groups. All right, G-Unit is, if you guys know, familiar, let's break it down. Game, 50 Cent, Lloyd Banks, and Young Buck. All right, that makes up G-Unit. And then they made an addition later on after the breakup, and they came back together in which they added Kid Kid. We're not gonna forget Kid Kid because I'm a hip hop historian. So they put G-Unit top 20 hip hop groups list. Shout out to G-Unit, y'all deserve that. Shout out to UGK, you deserve to be in the top 20 list. All right, this list is good. This list is very good. All right, number 18, 3-6 Mafia. Mafia. Shout out to the Memphis group 3-6 Mafia. Lord Infamous, Gangsta Boo, Juicy J, DJ Paul. You heard? Crunchy Black. Facts though. There's a lot of group members in there. All right. Shout out to the Project Pat too. So Memphis 3-6 Mafia is one of the top hip hop groups. And you just got to think about it. Let's stop right there. 3-6 Mafia, the Grammy Award winning group. For anybody that wants to argue with me, a hip hop historian, I want to see somebody argue that 3-6 Mafia is not one of the top 20 hip hop groups. All right, 3-6 Mafia deserves that. They're one of the most relevant groups. They transcended throughout generations, right? Juicy J reinvented himself and came back. So shout out to 3-6 Mafia. They deserve to be on that list. Facts though. All right. Number 17, Cypress Hill. Now, stop at Cypress Hill. Is Cypress Hill one of the top 20 hip hop groups? I don't know about that, but I would make them top 50 definitely. But is Cypress Hill a top 20 hip hop group? Shout out to Tyrone Jones in the building, 777. Shout out to them boys. You heard? All right. Yeah. I don't know, man. We might put that. We're gonna hold that. We're gonna hold Cypress Hill to the side. I'm not sure if L.O.T.S would approve Cypress Hill being in the top 20 hip hop groups. I'm not sure. All right, but shout out to Cypress Hill. Don't shoot the messenger. Grrr, episode number 44. All right. Episode number 44. That part. All right. So now let's go down. That's number 17, Cypress Hill. Shout out to Cypress Hill nonetheless. All right, Be Real, and I forget the other guy's name. Shout out to them. Danny Boy, the DJ. I know my hip hop. All right. Shout out to Cypress Hill nonetheless. But I don't know if you guys are on my top 20 list. Don't shoot the messenger. All right. That part. That part. All right. Beastie Boys in the top 20 hip hop's groups list. All right. So now Beastie Boys, that's you already know Mike D, Woot-De Woo, whatever. All right. Beastie Boys, I would put them in the top 20. Beastie Boys is something different. They was something different, especially in the 80s. And Beastie Boys transcended it. They was doing other things. Their music is different. Beastie Boys is different. I would place Beastie Boys in the top 20. All right. Much love from fam. No, know how we do. Miramar Finest. Facts though. Shout out to Miramar Finest. Shout out to my man Tyrone 777 10-7. Shout out to y'all boys. Shout out to Paul Bizzle. Oh, Sin Dog. Sin Dog. That's the other group member of Cypress Hill. Thank you for that, Paul Bizzle. All right. So now, BC Boys. I'm gonna put BC Boys in the top 20. I give BC Boys that. All right. Naughty by Nature. Does Naughty by Nature make the top 20 hip hop groups list? That's a good question. Naughty by Nature, I think we'd have to put them in the top 20. Just for they sold a lot of records, all right, including movie soundtracks. They one of the most commercial recognized groups in hip hop. Naughty by Nature is definitely top 20 hip hop's list. Now I'm going out on a limb because there's a lot of people that could fit in that spot. Tretch, I'm going out on a limb. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Vinny, shout out to Naughty by Nature, shout out to Jersey, shout out to them. I'm going out on the stretch, Tretch, but I'll put you in the top 20 hip hop's groups list just for yourselves. And you was one of my favorite, not my favorite artists, but I liked it that you as an artist, man. I liked the Tretch as an artist. He treaded the line thin between gangster and commercial. Tretch was gangster. Tretch used to hang out with Pop. Tretch would knock your head off. You know what I mean? Tretch is a gangster. Facts, though. You know what I mean? I hope I ain't saying too much because maybe he done changed his life. Who knows? Niggas be going Christian or whatever. But for the most part, Tretch is a gangster. So he treaded the line of the street shit with the commercial. You know what I'm saying? He had some hard shit. Tretch had some hard shit, contrary to what everybody think. It wasn't all just hip-hop hooray, if you guys know about Naughty by Nature. So Naughty by Nature, you guys do make the L.O.T.S approved top 20 hip-hop's groups list, all right? Okay, Tosh said, yes, they did a lot. Thug Life mixed with commercial. Facts, though. Shout out to them. All right. Now, Fugees. Number 14, they got Fugees. Now, you guys know Fugees is going to make the top 20 list. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Shout out to Fugees. Fugees makes the top 20s list. All right. I think that they go without being said. I don't think it has to be explained. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. I'm gonna find. You know the part, right? Miss Lauryn Hill, Proswell, Wyclef Jean. Wyclef is a big time producer nowadays. Lauryn Hill had great. Even though she hasn't put out too many projects, shout out to that first little project she put out, X Factor and all these things there. Lauryn Hill still is a hard act to follow. You can't duplicate her. She's just like me, often imitated but never duplicated. She's literally a hard act to follow. Nobody has followed in Lauryn Hill's footsteps since she's came out. She left a void. When she left, there was nothing to replace her. All right, so shout out to the Fugees, and they are an award-winning group. All right, the Fugees are an award-winning group. I'm not sure. I think that they win Grammys. I'm not sure. But nonetheless, Wyclef, I don't know what the project he had, the Carnival. I forget what the project was, but it was fire. Wyclef is fire. And contrary to Proswell being in the news as of lately, you know what I mean? Somebody accepting millions of dollars from Chinese officials, allegedly, because he said he didn't do that. So shout out to Proswell, right? I guess we'll see. But yes, Fugees do make the top 20 hip hop's list. Shout out to Proswell, shout out to Lauryn Hill, and shout out to what's his name? Wyclef Jean. You know, I'll never forget that. All right. Check this out. Another group. First, I'm gonna start off with saying rest in peace. Rest in peace to Prodigy. All right. So now you got Mobb Deep. Mobb Deep is the top 20 hip-hop's groups list of Billboard. Mobb Deep made the list. Nonetheless, I wonder how many people would argue with that. Number 13. Number 13. Now, there's some people on this list that I don't know. Because I didn't see top 20. I didn't see MJG 8Ball and MJG top 20. I didn't see them on there. And I like them as a group. I like 8Ball and MJG as a group. All right. Yeah, I didn't see them on there. Nonetheless, Mobb Deep is 13 on the list. Now that's high on the list. So this is a little bit, it's getting a little bit, because I think the way they listed it, they actually listed it in order. I think it's safe to say it's in order. So they placed Mobb Deep at number 13 on this list. That's a big thing right there. That's a big indication right there. That's credit. They giving them credit. So shout out to Mobb Deep. Mobb Deep is number 13. Rest in peace to Prodigy. Shout out to Havoc. And yes, for me, L.O.T.S approved. Yes, Mobb Deep is one of the top 20 hip-hop groups of all time. Self-explanatory. When Mobb Deep was out, there was really nothing to be compared to. They were like a new improved EPMD. You know what I mean? Don't shoot the messenger. Grrr, right? Not to say they had an EPMD sound, but hey, let me tell you something. Mobb Deep was not to be compared to too many groups. You probably going to compare Mobb Deep to CNN, right? Noriega and Capone. Far in between. All right, so shout out to Mobb Deep. Rest in peace to Prodigy. They are the top 20. They make the top 20 hip hop groups of all time. Big up to them guys. All right. Now, let's go down the list, man. There's more. They was number 13, so we got 12 more to go. We counting down. All right, who we got for number 12? Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5. Now, I don't know. That goes a little bit beyond my time. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5. Shout out to Grandmaster Flash. Woo-de-woo. I'm familiar with some of his music. But the Furious 5, I'm not familiar with the Furious 5 to me. I'm not really familiar with Grandmaster Flash. Who was the head singer for the Sugar Hill Gang, though? Is that Grandmaster Flash? Goody Mob. And Goody Mob, another one. Come on, bro. Good. They didn't put Goody Mob. So there might be some Southern neglect. I like that you said that, Jason Theodore. Shout out to Jason Theodore in the building. Let me pull this up, all right? Goody Mob, where they at? Goody Mob. To me, you have to put Goody Mob in the top 20 hip-hop groups of all time. To me, you have to put Goody Mob in the top 20 hip-hop groups of all time. I would argue that with a lot of people. This is a great argument, to be honest with you, right? There's a lot of interchangeable parts, a lot of things that you got to take into consideration. But some people might get booted out of this list, right? So you got MJG, 8Ball and MJG, and you also have Goody Mob. So are they neglecting the South with this list? Did the Billboard neglect the South when they made this list? That's a question. That's a question that I want answered, right? Because you know the South is always getting neglected. And you know, just like my man Andre 3000 said, the South got something to say. Now, ironically enough, we're gonna go back to speaking about Andre 3000. Jason Theodore said, absolutely, they're neglecting the South. All right, so that list might be slightly biased. They ain't like our platform. My platform is an unbiased platform. All right, we ain't biased. East, West, North, South, Midwest, whatever, out the country. If you that nigga, you that nigga. And we're gonna give you flowers. All right, pause. Now, let's go down the line. I don't know about the Grandmaster Flash. I don't know about that one, but they are top 50. Now, all these guys, let's keep this all in perspective. All these people are top 50, but we're referring to the top 20 of the top 50. It's a little bit different. It hits a little bit different. You got to be cut from a different cloth to make the top 20. All right. So now, look who we have here. Number 11 on the list. Number 11 on the list. And we got to do another rest in peace. Rest in peace to Takeoff of the Migos. Migos is number 11 on the list of hip-hop groups of all time. What do you guys think about that? Let me say something. I'm happy that they put Migos on that list at number 11. This list is very appropriate. Shout out to Billboard. This is one of the best hip-hop lists I've seen thus far. Shout out to them. There's always something to argue when they make a list. That's why they make the list. You know, we all have our opinion, right? L.O.T.S approve. I have my opinion, and I could validate my opinion with a lot of circumstantial evidence, a lot of facts that will support my opinion, right? But remember, art, music is subjective, right? It's art is subjective. It's interpreted. It's what you get out of it, right? some people value music more than others. Music represents a timeline in your life, right? So you might value certain groups and look at them, hold them more dear to your heart, is what I'm saying. But we can still be realistic. We have to be in the realm of realistic and know the people have to have accolades. So Migos is number 11 on the list. The Migos, that is Rest in Peace Takeoff, Offset, and Quavo. And shout out to, clap it up for them boys. Clap it up for the Migos. All right. Offset and Quavo seen together. Offset and Quavo seen together as of recently for a Takeoff tribute. And how appropriate that these guys are getting recognized as the number 11 group on Billboard. All right. So Migos made group number 11 of hip hop top 20 lists of all time. All right. Now, the Roots. Okay. They put the Roots at number 10. Now, I don't know about the Roots at number 10, but I think we definitely gonna have to put the Roots top 20. All right. They might, you know what? I'm gonna have to go with them with that one. I'm not even gonna argue that. I'm not gonna argue that point. Just for the quality, the Roots, the music that the Roots make is high quality. The Roots make high quality music. All right. So shout out to the Roots. They deserve to be on that top 20 list. The Roots definitely deserve to be on that top 20 list. All right. Black Thought. Questlove on the drums and the piano guys and all that. Shout out to the whole band, everybody in the band. Not to leave everybody out, but I'm not familiar with everybody in the band, but I do remember them. I'm a hip-hop historian. That light-skinned nigga with the braids, I think. Yeah, I think he had braids. Shout out to the other rapping member. There was another rapping member in the group, the Roots. He's not there no longer, but he was there at one point. All right. So shout out to the Roots. They are number 10 hip hop top 20 groups of all time. And they deserve it just for their musicianship, if that's a word. Just the way they have the band and the quality of their music, the consistency, how they preserve the art form, and just how they perform at a high level of quality, a level. When you talk about instrumentation, when you're speaking of the Roots, you got to kind of classify them in their own little category because of instrumentation. And instrumentation is seldom seen in hip hop. We need more of that. You know, so when you're referring to the Roots, let's go ahead and give the Roots their flowers, and we're gonna go ahead and keep them top 10 groups just for the fact of they're preserving the culture. And let's just be honest, Black Thought is fire. Black Thought, lyrically, nobody wants no pressure with Black Thought. Let's just be honest. How many niggas really want pressure with Black Thought? Black Thought literally is the sleeping giant. All right. And this is not just about individuality. This is about groups, right? So shout out to the Roots. But in reference to Black Thought, one of the illest niggas on the mic. You know what I'm saying? You gotta say illest. You gotta use that word illest. Yeah. All right, shout out to Black Thought. All right. Nothing compares to what Black Thought does. All right. So now, number 9. Number 9 on the list, you have De La Soul. All right. I don't know if you guys familiar with De La Soul. Plug one. I forget the other guys' names. They had that 3 Feet High and Rising. That was one of my favorite albums. De La Soul. I'm surprised I forgot their names, man. I should remember those guys' names. All right. True Goy. All right. Postiness. True Goy. And True Goy the Dove and Maceo. So okay. True Goy the Dove and Maceo. Shout out to all of them, man. Shout out to De La Soul. You guys, I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with De La Soul, but they do make the top 20 of hip-hop groups of all time. Big up to them. All right, so now we're breaking it down. We're going down to number 8. Let's call it out Salt-N-Pepa. So this is the first ladies that made the top 20 hip-hop groups list. So you got to give it to Salt-N-Pepa because when you're thinking about hip-hop and hip-hop groups, hip-hop cannot be one-sided. Hip-hop always needed that woman representation, right? So there's never been a point throughout the history of hip-hop where there wasn't some type of woman representation because the lack thereof would leave a imbalance, and it just wouldn't suffice for hip hop. Hip hop couldn't survive if it didn't have women in it, right? So we have to factor in women. There can't be a top 20s list without a woman. That's why I got a conflict with the Last Supper. I didn't see no women at the Last Supper. I'm not gonna go there, right? All right, Salt and Pepper. See some Salt and Pepper and Spinderella. Shout out to Salt and Pepper and Spinderella, the first ladies that made the top 20 list. All right, big up to them because they deserve to be on the list. I agree with them. A plethora of hits. You know what I mean? What a Man and Wooty Woo. And we don't got to go down the timeline, but you know Salt and Pepper had hits. Salt and Pepper, Naughty by Nature had hits. Queen Latifah had hits. These people had hits back in the days. All right, Platinum Records. Commercial artists, one of the first commercial artists out there, right? That got that much, that were well received in the mainstream. Those are the first rappers that were really getting received in the mainstream. But nonetheless, Run DMC is responsible for hip hop crossing over commercially. Shout out to Run DMC. Yeah, I said it. Don't shoot the messenger. All right. L.O.T.S approved. Don't shoot the messenger. All right. All right. So now we're going down the list. We're getting down to the list. All right, we went to number 8. Now we're going down to number 7. Yeah, it was long-winded. This is a long list, all right? Now, Eric B. and Rakim makes number 7. Eric B. and Rakim. Now, shout out to Rakim and Eric B. But this one right here is kind of confusing to me. Eric B. and Rakim, you kind of cheated the game. Eric B. and this hurts me to say this, Rakim, because you are the God MC, all right? And Rakim is one of my favorite artists, so it hurts me to say this. But I must say this. Eric B. and Rakim, y'all slipped through the door. I came through the door. I said it before. All right, listen. They say that Eric B. was not the one DJing. They said that was somebody else DJing. They say Eric B. never was the DJ. So my thing is, what role did Eric B. play in the group? Did he make the beats? What did he do as a group? Like when you referring to a group, does the other member have to be vocal? What role does the other member have to play? Because I'm not sure that Rakim and Eric B would make that list. I'm just not sure about that. I'm not sure about Eric B and Rakim making that list, to be honest with you. Because I'm not sure as to what did Eric B actually do in the group. Because he didn't DJ, right? It was like the man who, when they said we went to the moon, right? We walked on the moon. Y'all know we never walked on the moon. We never walked on the moon. Eric B never scratched. So what kind of DJ was Eric B? What role did Eric B play? Best groups of all time? So this, if they're saying Eric B and Rakim is the top 20 best groups of all time, what number is that? Number 7. Billboard gave them number 7. That list, the criteria, the prerequisites that you have to meet might be a little bit faulty. They might not be realistic. What they're judging the artist by, there might be some kinks in that list. There's some kinks in the list. All right. Eric B. Paul Business said Eric B was the muscle. Yeah, facts. So he must have been the muscle because he definitely wasn't moving the muscle on the 1s and 2s. He definitely had to be the muscle. I could believe that. Eric B looked like a drug dealer. You know what I mean? Shout out to Eric B. He was the gangster. Yeah. So Billboard, nonetheless, I'm not sure about Eric B and Rakim being the top 20 hip-hop groups of all time, other than the name is infamous. The name Eric B and Rakim is infamous. That's top 5, top 20, right? Top 3 to some. But we're speaking about groups right here. I don't know if I would put them in the groups category. All right. Nonetheless, shout out to Eric B and Rakim. All right. They are number 7 on the list. All right. Let's go to it. Public Enemy. Public Enemy top 20. Yes. Public Enemy is top 20. All right. And that's why I like the list. I like this list, actually. Right. I would have changed a couple things around. L.O.T.S approved. I would have changed a couple things around. Right. Because I think this is in order. We can say safe to say it's in order. This is Billboard's order, not mine. Okay. This is Billboard's list. Top 20 hip hop groups of all time. All right. Public Enemy. Yes. Chuck D, Flavor Flav, Terminator X. What's that brother name? Oh man, S1, the S1s, all that. What's the other brother name? Griff, brother Griff. All right, the one with the dangerous, the dangerous mind, the conscious brother that got the internet in a frenzy. That's always getting canceled. Griff, that part. All right, shout out to Griff. Shout out to Public Enemy, number 6 on the group, and I'm happy for that. All right, Black Power and all that. All right, we going down number 5. Run DMC. Run DMC, top 5 rap groups of all time. They're in the top 20, but they made the list at number 5. Run DMC, Russell Simmons' brother. Run and DMC. All right, with Jam Master Jay. Rest in peace to Jam Master Jay. Okay. No, I didn't say no KRS-One, Tosh. I said the S1s. What was the name? It was the name of the niggas that used to be. They had the military. They had like a military group, S1s, SK1s, something like that. I forgot the names of them. All right. But I'm referring to the niggas that used to move in sequence like an army for Public Enemy. Public Enemy was a movement. It was militant. They had some brothers that used to move like soldiers. All right. Nonetheless, back to Run DMC. Run DMC top 5, yes they are. Run DMC is responsible for hip hop crossing over commercially with Aerosmith, Walk This Way, and all that. And they was the first ones to get the sneaker deals with Puma, Adidas. Excuse me, don't shoot me, don't shoot the messenger. Adidas, shell tops. All right, let's get it right. They was the first ones to start getting endorsed by a sneaker company or being recognized by a sneaker company, right? They were responsible. I believe that Run DMC, they said that Adidas was on the verge of bankruptcy before Run DMC made that song. My Adidas. That song right there. I think that song is what brought them out of bankruptcy, if my memory served me correct. I spoke about this on one of the podcasts, all right? So shout out to Run DMC. You know what I mean? One of the first groups to break barriers in hip-hop. And beyond the business factor, just the quality of Run DMC's music. Run DMC's was one of the most, that was the first most confident rap group that I ever seen, right? Run DMC was confident. They was different. And at a time that hip-hop was first being recognized. So those are like the Jordans and LeBron James of this shit. You feel me? They shine bright. Run DMC there was no match to Run DMC, all right, in their time. They were the first ones doing arenas and things of that nature. So shout out to Run DMC. They're number 5 on hip hop's top 20 rap groups of all time, and they are L.O.T.S approved top 5. Facts though. I love it. All right. Pardon me. All right, number 4, A Tribe Called Quest. Now, y'all put Tribe Called Quest before Run DMC. Slow down, man. Hold up, swole up. Listen, don't shoot the messenger. Hold up, don't shoot the messenger. But that can't work. That can't work. Shout out to Q-Tip. Rest in peace to Five Dog. You know what I mean? Shout out to the other brother, too, that's a part of Tribe Called Quest that was on Love and Hip Hop. What's brother name that's on Love and Hip Hop? Consequence. Consequence is also, if you didn't know, he's a part of Tribe Called Quest too. I have a big problem with that. Y'all put Tribe Called Quest before Run DMC. That can't work. Tribe Called Quest cannot go before Run DMC. All right. Though Tribe Called Quest, Benito Apple Bum and all that. Yeah. Tribe Called Quest is fire. Tribe Called Quest deserve their flowers. Facts though. Big up to Q-Tip. Q-Tip's responsible for a lot of rappers' careers. He helped a lot of rappers in the industry. So shout out to Q-Tip. All right. And we're gonna round this up real quick. All right, we're just speaking about the top 20. We're about to go into something else. Dominique, shout out to Dominique in the building. What you saying, Dominique? He got a new song and video out revolving on Revolt on the Revolt platform. All right, so shout out to who you referring to? Q-Tip? Tribe Called Quest? Not Tribe Called Quest, because I was saying passed away, but Q-Tip you must be referring to. It's a vibrant thing, a vibrant thing. She just a vibrant thing. Shout out to Q-Tip. Q-Tip is fire. Cutest Fire. Tribe Called Quest. Yes, I will put Tribe Called Quest in the top 20, not necessarily in the top, top 10, and definitely not in the top 5. But some might beg to differ. This is an unbiased platform. You guys don't have to agree with me. If you guys think that what's the name? If you guys feel like anybody in here, let me know, because I'm just me, man. I'm L.O.T.S approved. I have a strict list. I'm hard with my list. Pause. You know what I mean? I'm hard. I judge high grade shit, the prerequisites, what I require. For you to meet my requirements, you have to perform at a certain level. You know, and Tribe Called Quest running before Run DMC? Never. Yeah, okay, she's referring to Consequence. All right, so Consequence got a new song out on Revolt. Shout out to Consequence. You know what I mean? Shout out to Consequence. You know what I'm saying? One member of the group Tribe Called Quest. All right, now let's get down to it. Wait one moment, champ. We did number 4. Now let's go down to number 3. This is awesome right here. Number 3. We going down to the top 3. So let's really focus on these top 3. All right. I need everybody to tighten up. We just did a 20 hip hop group countdown. The top 20 hip hop groups of all time. All right, by Billboard. This list is a great list. All right. This is one of the first lists that I feel like this is close to what all the people on the list I approve of. It's just the order of the people. I might not approve of the order, right? Who does? I know all you guys will probably switch the order around too. But now we're going to refer to the top 3 hip-hop groups of all time. All right. One of my favorite groups, one of my childhood favorite groups. This group was the first group that started cursing. I used to play this music in the household, and my mom used to go crazy. You know how Haitian parents is. So you listening to, we call it American music, we call it Yank music. So I'm listening to my American music in my Haitian household. All right. So you know, a Haitian household, very strict. I couldn't even get a tape line. Like I couldn't even, you see my tape line? I couldn't even get a tape line when I was a kid. Right? When I first came with a tape line, my mom damn near kicked me out the house. It's just a Haitian thing, right? So now there was this group. They used to curse a lot, and I used to play their music loud in the house. The group, they're from California. All right, I'm going to get to it if you guys are wondering. It's called NWA. Rest in peace to Eazy-E. NWA made Billboard's top 3 hip-hop groups of all time. This is the group that used to get me in trouble in my household, in the Haitian household, okay? I'm playing this Yank music that they cursing like a dog. They cursing, and I'm loving the shit. I love it, man. I loved NWA, right? That's how you knew I'm born here, but you know, I'm raised Haitian culture, diehard Haitian, and I lived in Haiti when I was a baby. You know what I mean? But NWA, they did something to me. You know what I mean? So NWA is top 3 hip-hop groups of all time on the Billboard, and I agree with that. Shout out to Eazy-E. Shout out to Dr. Dre, the producer. Shout out to Ice Cube. The writer, that was the one. Ice Cube used to be behind Eazy-E's pen. He used to write pen shit for Eazy-E. Shout out to Ice Cube. Shout out to MC Ren. MC Ren was one of my favorite members out of NWA. If you guys don't know, right? He kind of reminded me like he had a little bit of East Coast to him. Shout out to Ren. And even shout out to DJ Yella. Facts though. And I'm going to give a shout out to the DOC, the doc, the Diggy Doc, y'all, that had the neck injury. He was projected to sell crazy, and he was behind the pen with a lot of the NWA projects also. I don't know who he wrote for, Eazy-E or who, but the doc, the DOC, it's the Diggy Doc, y'all. The one that used to rap with a Jamaican accent. It's getting funky on the left side, right? It's getting funky on the right side, right? That part. Shout out to the DOC. You know what I mean? That's Erykah Badu's baby father. Erykah Badu, you know, I love Erykah Badu, but it seems like anybody that gets with Erykah Badu, you gonna get with Erykah Badu. You're gonna get with the program. Shout out to all the members, J Electronica, Common Sense, everybody that's rocked with Erykah Badu. You can't talk bad about it. Erykah Badu is the only one that deals with rappers, and nobody talks bad about Erykah Badu. So I'm not gonna sit and talk bad about it because she's one of my favorite artists too. And she has all of us under her spell. You see how Rihanna got people captivated by her beauty? Rihanna got people captivated by her beauty. Erykah Badu got people captivated by her beauty and her spirit. All right. They say it's voodoo, but hey, I think anybody would take some of that voodoo. Like my nigga Planet say, voodoo bobot. Shout out to Planet, goddammit. So yes, NWA is top 3 hip-hop groups of all time, all right? And I'm going for that. I'm co-signing that. L.O.T.S approved media, we co-signed that. NWA top 3 hip-hop groups of all time. Now, we're cutting down the list. We went to 3. Now we're going down to the last 2. The number 2 spot, and they deserve this. We going down. We just counted down 20, y'all. This is L.O.T.S approved. Don't Shoot the Messenger, episode number 44. All right? I came on late today. I was supposed to come on at 7. And I do apologize, but it was raining. I was on South Beach. I'm trying to shoot some other footage for you guys. Bring something different to the table. I told you guys, just stick with me. It's going to get greater later. All right? Now, number 2. Top 50 hip-hop groups of all time. Wu-Tang. That W, the infamous W. You know you respect that Wu-Tang W. They respect that W across the 4 corners of the earth. Overseas, they respect the W. The W is probably one of the most recognized hip-hop signs across the world. You see how Snoop Dogg is probably the most recognized rap artist? The Wu-Tang W, how that shit go? How that shit go? How that Wu-Tang? How that Wu-Tang? How that shit go like this? How that shit go? How that shit go like that? I'm confused. I like that, Tosh. I like that. Shout out to Wu-Tang, man. Wu-Tang, top groups. Number 2. So let's go down Wu-Tang. You guys know who's all in Wu-Tang, right? Y'all know who all in Wu-Tang, right? You got the Method Man. All right? You got the Jizza, the Genius. You got the RZA. That's the Abbott. That's the leader of the whole Wu-Tang, all right? You got Inspector Deck. Inspector Deck. I think that's 4 members I just named. All right, you guys speak of these 2 guys, they come adjacent. They're brothers. They come in a package. And I'm referring to Ghostface and Raekwon. So Ghostface and Raekwon, that's about 6 members, I believe. All right, you have another guy that's a silent killer. They call him Master Killer. All right, shout out to Master Killer. He's different. He hit different. Him different. All right, I think that's like 8. And we got one more guy. Oh, I think 2 more. I think we said Method Man. Shout out to Method Man. You know, Method Man was one of the most favorite members of the group. You know, most people Method Man is their favorite artist. For Curtis Jackson, 50 always say Method Man is his favorite out of Wu-Tang. All right, and I think he sold the most records out of Wu-Tang, if my memory serves me correct. I think it's safe to say, to go out on a limb without even doing a fact check. Yes, I think he was the #1 selling rapper out of the Wu-Tang. All right, nonetheless, the last member, U-God. Mr. U-God, you know what I mean? He didn't have that much of a successful solo project. Don't shoot the messenger. Grrr. Don't shoot the messenger. Please don't shoot the messenger. U-God, you didn't have a great solo project. But as a collective, as a group, perfect for the group. Shout out to you. Flawless, all right? All these members. Oh, one more member I forgot. Hold up. Wu-Tang, this is the top 20. These are the top 50 hip-hop groups of all time. Wu-Tang made number 2, all right? L.O.T.S approved media, Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 44. Don't forget Capadon. The Wu-Tang is 9 members. Don't forget Capadon. Capadon was added to the Wu-Tang, so I don't know if that makes 9 or 10, but he was added to the Wu-Tang. Originally, Capadon was supposed to be part of Wu-Tang. He was originally a part of Wu-Tang, but I don't know if he was incarcerated at the time, but he originally was a part of Wu-Tang, all right? So now, we're going to go. I think that's enough for Wu-Tang. We gave Wu-Tang their props. Big up to Wu-Tang. Number 2, hip-hop groups of all time. All right? Let's make sure we make that clear. Now, we're going to the number 1. Now, this one surprised me, right? And this one's kind of surprising for the fact that I said this list might be kind of biased. Billboard, you might be kind of biased because you're forgetting some Southern groups. For me, there wasn't enough Southern groups in the list. Oh, wait. There's a top 50, so let me not be presumptuous. Let me not assume, because there was a lot of people on the list. And to their credit, they made a great list, all right? So I'm going to be careful with how I say that. So I might have to retract that, all right? I do that. I tend to do that. Sometimes I do retract statements. Sometimes. For not getting proper information, right? Oh my God. How did I do that? Rest in peace, old dirty bastard. Rest in peace, old dirty bastard. I can't believe I apologize. Let me put this up on the board. Paul Bizzle, you got me, Chant. You got me. You right. Bizzle, you right. Rest in peace to old dirty bastard. All right. Old dirty bastard, Wu-Tang member. Okay. How did I forget him? Damn, yo. Damn, I failed. I digress. All right. Now, that's why I need you guys. Thank you for you guys being there. All right. Now, this group, like I said, this group surprised me. This is a Southern group. They left a lot of Southern groups out of this. They should have put 8 Ball and MJG in there. I'm happy about the 3-6 Mafia. Thank you. They should have put 8 Ball and MJG in the top 50. To me, I should have put Poison Clan in there. Shout out to JT Money. Shout out to Mad Ball and Uzi. Shout out to Drugs and Debonair. Poison Clan. They should have put Poison Clan in the top 50. Don't forget Miami. Don't forget Miami. Shout out to Poison Clan. All right. Yeah, they should put 8 Ball and MJG in there. Yeah. We'll check it out. I hope they're in the top 50, but I think they should have been in the top 20. All right. And there's another Southern group, not just 8 Ball and MJG. All right. Who else he said? Somebody said the other member. There was another member here that somebody mentioned too that should have been in the mentioned in the Southern groups. Goody Mob. Goody Mob. I had to look down the comment section. Shout out to who said that? The Goody Mob. Let me pull this up, man. Because it's serious. They didn't put Goody Mob in the top 20. So Goody Mob's not there. 8 Ball and MJG. So there's an issue here. I believe there's an issue there. Because just because they're New York artists and they're the first ones to do it, that don't mean that they deserve to be in the top 20. So I'm curious to know who's the one that picked this list. When these guys are making these lists, the people who make the list should be held accountable too. You shouldn't be able to make a hip hop list unless you're known. They should mention the people that are making the list before they even make the list, if that makes sense. The people that are there to vote on it we should know who they are, and we should know what criteria they meet. We should know their reputation, right? Are they even qualified to be making these type of lists? You know what I mean? But nonetheless, shout out to them. I'm not too mad, but I do have one discrepancy. What happened to the Southern artists? Put 8 Ball and MJG in there. Put Goody Mob in there. Facts though. All right. Yeah, that was who said, I forgot who said that, man. But somebody came with that Goody Mob, and I definitely appreciate that. But let's go. Let me go down the line. Shout out to Coyote Zoe. Coyote Zoe in the building. Rest in peace. No, that's my man's right there. Big shout out to Planet. Shout out to Caution Inc. And can't forget about Breaking Bread Records. All love that part. Shout out to Coyote Zoe. For sure though. Big up to all of them on there. All right. So let's get down. Shout out to D Johnson in the building. Big up to D in the building. Big bro in the building. What's happening, homie? That's what's up, man. All right. Happy to see y'all being love, man. Love family. Mafia in the building. Happy to see y'all. Now listen. Number 1. Let's get to it. This is the end of the list. All right. We just counted down. Top 20 hip hop. This is Billboard's top 20 hip hop groups of all time. All right. We're gonna end off with Outkast. Outkast. We gotta applaud that. We gotta applaud Outkast. Give it up for Outkast, all right? That was a great decision, man. That was a great decision, man. Outkast, between Outkast and Wu-Tang, I know that was a hard one right there. That's why I respect them up there that made this list. Though I'm still mad about the MJG and Goody Mob, right? Y'all ain't get that part right. But y'all did get right the Outkast. Outkast definitely is the best hip-hop group of all time. Right? Albums on top of albums. The intricacy of the albums in reference to sonically, the instrumentation, the lyrical dexterity, the visuals, the consistent catalog. And though some of us might side more with Andre, because Andre obviously is super talented, right? He's the one that we always wanted him to go solo. And we're gonna speak about that soon. Hold that thought about always wanting one rapper out of the group to go solo, because it always doesn't work that good. But that's always our heart desire. When we see somebody in a group that's that talented, we like to see him perform on his own. It's a natural desire, but it don't always work out that way. But nonetheless, what I was trying to say is Big Boy and Andre 3000 equally lyrically show up. They show up. I'm not saying I'm not judging them lyrically as who's better. Y'all can do that, right? We all have our own at home. We know who we think is Ooty Woo. But just coming on the record, Big Boy never fails. We got. Let me shoot some bell to Big Boy. Let me speak about Big Boy, because people are always talking about Andre. We know Andre 3000 is like that, right? But give Big Boy his props. Big Boy never disappoints. Big Boy has never disappointed me on a project. Never. He's always going hard. I could say little things about Big Boy, but give Big Boy his flowers. He's never disappoints me on a project. Big Boy always shows up. All right. So to his defense, yes, this group, it's a healthy balance. It's not the Eric B. and Rakim situation. It's a healthy balance like Havoc and Prodigy. That's the best comparison I could put. Some groups are lopsided, but it's a healthy balance with those two, right? They didn't put CNN in there too. That's when to argue too. I didn't see CNN, but we're gonna check the top 50. It would have to been a longer podcast for us to go into the top 50. We're not gonna go into the top 50. So we're just keeping it at the top 20, okay? But there's another 30 in there in which they might be amongst the 30. But nonetheless, Outkast deservingly is the #1 hip-hop group of all time. Like I said, sonically, lyrically, always reinventing themselves, artistically, beat-wise, versatility. Yes, they that, man. They that. Shout out to Big Boy, Andre 3000. Shout out to the Dungeon family. They deserve to be the #1 hip-hop group of all time for Billboard, all right? And here on L.O.T.S Approved Media, we applaud that. Yeah, we applaud that. Shout out to them. All right. We went through that. Close that door, man. Shout out to everybody on the list. Shout out to everybody I didn't mention. And like I said, shout out to Goody Mob and MJG, 8 Ball and MJG, that part. All right. Now, let's talk about Ice Cube. Let's go into sports right now. Ownership, black excellence. All right. You know I like to speak about black excellence, black ownership. You know how we speak about it. This is Don't Shoot the Messenger. Episode number 44. And now we're talking about Ice Cube. If you guys don't know, Ice Cube has a basketball league. All right. It's called the Big Three. Now, with that being said, Ice Cube starting this league has met some adversity, some pushback, backlash. All right. I wouldn't go as far to say blackballed, because blackballed is subjective, right? Some people don't even believe in blackball. They say you can't blackball somebody who's that innovative and that creative and that persistent, right? Shout out to Chin Chin in the building. Shout out to Chin in the building. L.O.T.S Approved Media. Big up to the family in the building. I love to see everybody, but leave your fingerprint in the comment section, all right? Make sure you guys hit that like button. We call that wiping your feet on the rug. It's the same thing you do at your grandparents' house. Wipe your feet on the rug for me. All right, hit the like button if you're in the building. Shout out to all the new, if you're a new watcher, or if you're a reoccurring watcher, a reoccurring viewer, or you're a new viewer, shout out to everyone. Make sure you guys are smashing the subscription button on YouTube. All right. Make sure you guys are sharing this podcast. All right. Big up to Chin. All right. Now, like I was saying, flowers, again, flowers out to black excellence, all right, in reference to Mr. Ice Cube. And how not ironic, but it's a great segue coming from NWA. NWA was a top 20 hip-hop groups of all time. I think there was number 10 or some I forgot what number they are, right? You guys go back then, you tell me when you guys watch this again. All right. But nonetheless, Ice Cube, he's recognized, his league is recognized as a league now. And there's no black-owned league, all right? I'm pretty sure we had the Negro League and stuff like that, but it's been a long time. I don't think you guys are aware of this, right? You guys are sleeping. I don't think you guys really notice that history is being made right now. I want to make you guys aware of it, right? We have some people that are breaking barriers in the industry. And today we're speaking about Ice Cube, the movie director, the artist, the entrepreneur. He has a league called the Big Three. It's similar to the NBA, but it's a different dynamic. It's a three-man dynamic. We don't own no industries. So Ice Cube formed an industry. He formed his own league, right? With that being said, we don't own no leagues in these current times, but we did at one point. He has this thing called the Big Three. Now, the Big Three, from Ice Cube's words, is he was getting a lot of pushback from the NBA. And Ice Cube just grew tired of it, right? I was watching this interview with Cube, and I didn't know that he was getting blackballed by the NBA. He was getting pushback from the NBA, in which he was. All right? So Ice Cube has this league called the Big Three. And for some reason, he's meeting pushback. And the NBA doesn't want him to get the same endorsements that they're getting. His league is getting more and more recognized. So obviously, he's a competitor for the NBA. Now, they have this thing. They have this thing in society that people love to say. And this is a coward's rhetoric. This is a coward solution. There's a thing that they like to say in society. I'm Haitian. I don't believe in that too, dog. There's a thing that they like to say in society. If you can't beat them, join them. Yeah. Y'all know about that, right? You have some people that are broken spirited. They don't fight no more. So they just join the enemy. So Ice Cube was saying that the NBA was trying to make him join them in some type of regard. I'm paraphrasing now, allegedly, okay? I'm paraphrasing. But the NBA was trying to work with Ice Cube. And this is crazy thing about Cube. I got to give Ice Cube his credit. Ice Cube said he doesn't want to work with the NBA. He said just let him work. He just doesn't want no pushback. He doesn't want nobody trying to monkey wrench and throw objects in his path, put obstacles in his path. That's what he's saying. Get out of his way. Ice Cube does not want to work with the NBA. Ice Cube has his own league, and he wants to work on his own regard. He wants to grow on his own regard. So shout out to Ice Cube. And I didn't know that. I never knew that the NBA was working against Ice Cube, but obviously he's a competitor. All right. And his league is being more and more recognized. But for some people, there's not enough room for everybody out there. For some people, these industries control things, man. And this is the whole conversation about black people. Remember, we're usually the brand. We're usually the people that represent the brand, but we usually don't own the brand. We're usually the people that represent the brand, but we don't necessarily own the brand, nor do we own the factories that make the brand. This is what I'm always telling you guys, right? We're the perfect advertisers. The black community, celebrities, everybody, we're the perfect advertisers. But when are we going to own the factories? When are we going to own our own leagues like Mr. Ice Cube? O'Shea Jackson. We got to start saying Ice Cube's name, right? O'Shea Jackson, that's his name. Shout out to Ice Cube. Big up to Ice Cube. The Big Three, recognized as a league now. So we need to support Ice Cube, right? We need to support Ice Cube. I want to see more people support Ice Cube. And when I get a chance, I'm going to get a chance to go watch the Big Three because I'm going to go see what's the big deal. No pun intended. All right, pun intended. I want to see what's the big deal. All right. Chin said, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. Big up to Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. Yes, sir. All right. So you know what it is. Shout out to Ice Cube with the Big Three. All right. He's recognized as a league now. All right. And it looks like whoever tried to stop him, whoever tried to stop Ice Cube, it didn't work. All right, so Ice Cube is recognized now. And I can imagine it's only going to get bigger from here. So we're here for you, Cube, and we respect that here on L.O.T.S Approved Media. All right? Shout out to Mark Harris in the building. I need some water, too. You guys see when I'm fighting over words, I need some water. Mind you, I'm up here doing my thing. All right? I do need I should have a woman here that's feeding me water and stuff like that. I deserve that. Some king shit, right? All right, Mark Harris, bless King. Bless up, King. That part. Raise the frequency on Sunday. All right, we're going to have a show called Raise the Frequency on Sundays. All right, it's going to be some real conversation there. All right, and I'm going to have a few friends of mine in the building. All right, so once again, shout out to Ice Cube and the Big Three movement. Moving on. Let's go to something a little bit, let's go to a little bit funny. Shout out to Double MG. Shout out to MMG. Big up to Kano MMG. Big up to Gunplay. Big up to Young Breed. Sam Sneak. You know what I mean? Big up to Torch. Yeah, I ain't forget you, homie. Yo, listen. Pool party. Biggest pool on the East Coast. Double MG pool party. July 2nd. It just went down. All right. I wasn't there. I should have been there. But I did have some things I had to handle, to be honest with you. But nonetheless, let's talk about it. Very eventful. Now, the event, there was something that happened particularly at the event that looks like it's all over the internet, right? And this is the thing that people are mostly focusing on. Shout out to Rick Ross. Shout out to Rose. Shout out to Rose. Rose with the infamous. Rose had the infamous. He did the infamous. Rose did a dive, right? You got to give shout out to Rick Ross, all right? Shout out to Rick Ross for even trying to do something like that. All right, you know Ross got a little weight to him, all right? Nonetheless, but he's looking good. The man's working out. Ross is doing his thing. He's looking like he's in great shape. Matter of fact, I see him boxing. You know what I mean? I see him doing his boxing. So I see Ross is taking care of himself, working out, boxing, etc. All right, so he's an active person. So nonetheless, Ross promised the people that he was going to give this special, it was a special dive. Me, I've never seen this dive before. It's a special dive. I would say it's special. What made him think that he was going to be able to do the dive? That might be a better question. But nonetheless, let's talk about it. Now, this is a dive I never knew about. The dive is he called it the double decker. The double decker, because that's the deck. How appropriate, right? The diving deck, whatever you want to call it. So let me break down the move. I know you guys seen on internet when Ross was seen, he jumped in the air and he dove on the diving board twice, right? He was twice on the diving board. For one, diving one time, you know, that would be reasonable. That would be reasonable. Ross ended up, he did a double decker in which he jumped up twice. Ross jumped on the diving board twice, and the second time Ross came down, his knees buckled. His knees buckled. Shout out to Fat Boy, man. Shout out to Ross. Just for trying that. Rose, just for trying that. I gotta give you credit, homie. You know, it was very funny. And to your credit, anybody that would have tried that, they probably would have suffered the same outcome, right? I'm pretty sure anybody that doesn't know how to do that probably would have suffered the same outcome. So I don't think it was nothing special that you did something wrong in particular, other than not knowing what you're doing. So shout out to Fat Boy, man. And Fat Boy responded, and you got to give Ross respect for how he responded. He ain't even, I thought he was gonna shoo boo-hoo. I thought he was gonna throw the flim-flam at you, right? And he was actually honest. Ross said he blew his tire. Honestly, he blew his tire. He attempted to do the double decker. It's a special type of dive where you dive twice on the diving board, and I don't know what's supposed to happen at the end because apparently I didn't get to see the end. I just saw when the knees buckled. So knees buckled nonetheless, and he said he blew his tire. So shout out to Rose, man. Big up to Rose just for saying that he blew his tire. You got to give Rose credit. You got to give Fat Boy credit. And I want to see you guys try that at the crib. I want to see who tried the crib and actually successful. Shout out to Paul Biz in the building. What you saying, homie? His knees said no. Was Rose. No, Jose. No, Jose. Facts, though, man. Big up to Ross, though, for trying that. All right? Rich people shit. He's still rich. That's still a rich man falling. Let's not get it misconstrued. All right. Let's run it down. Let's speak about this let's speak about this big ESPN, the big ESPN layoff. All right. There's two subjects I want to speak about. The last two subjects. We'll speak about this big ESPN layoff. So ESPN did a big layoff, right? Apparently over 20 employees got laid off on ESPN. All right. Jalen Rose being one of them. Also, Jeff Van Gundy. And let's look at this list. Let me see if I still have the list here. Let me see. I don't know if I have that list. I don't know if I still have that list. Okay, let me see here. ESPN layoffs. Okay. These are some of the people that got laid off from ESPN. ESPN did a big layoff, right? One of the people's being Jalen Rose. I'm gonna play what Jalen Rose said because Jalen Rose said something about something in reference to racism, right? Andre Ward was fired from laid off. We're gonna use that term laid off, okay? Also, Ashley Brewer. Okay, Andre Ward was the boxing analyst. Ashley Brewer, Sports Center anchor. Chris Chelios, NFL analyst. David Pollock, college football analyst. Doug, I don't know how to pronounce these names. I don't even why that. Mr. Doug, betting analyst. Gene, college. Jalen Rose, NBA analyst. Jason Fitz, radio host. All right. I don't know all those names right there. I don't know why I get myself in trouble. But nonetheless, there was over 20 people that were laid off by ESPN. We're going to speak about what Jalen Rose actually said. But shout out to all the people that were laid off, allegedly, or not allegedly, whatever. Andre Ward and all them. I do remember Andre Ward is a boxer. Andre Ward. Some of these people I'm not familiar with, but I'm definitely familiar with Andre Ward. All right. Like I said, also Jalen Rose and Jeff Van Gundy were laid off also. These are two big people. Now, I want to go into what Jalen Rose said. I want to go actually into what Jalen Rose was speaking about. Hold on, wait 1 second. All right.
There are women everywhere choosing.
Hold on. Hold up.
Abby.
All right.
I'm going to say a lot of wrong things. I'm going to mispronounce.
All right. This is Jalen Rose right now. He's speaking about the ESPN layoff. All right. He's speaking about it. He's going to go into detail as to how he feels about it.
Names. I'm going to get predictions wrong. But you know what the devil do? They don't attack what you said. They attack you. And there are certain sites that I have ignored and I'm going to continue to ignore that just don't like me because I don't shut up and dribble and make a living off posting stuff about me to try to assassinate my character. But I'm going to stay in my faith. I'm going to continue to be disciplined. I'm going to continue to work hard. But it's crazy sometimes when people try to use words to describe you like stupid or dumb. I know I'm not a lot of things, but I for sure know I ain't stupid or dumb.
Okay, so now, basically, he's referring to the industry as racist. I don't think he's so much referring to the NBA. He's just referring to how he's getting attacked. You know what I mean? For being outspoken. So y'all know whoever's outspoken in the industry, once again, we're referring to the Kanyes, referring to these people that not necessarily whistleblowers, but these people that are outspoken. You get shut down for being outspoken, right? So I guess Jalen Rule has been facing some ridicule for being outspoken, which he's conscious of it. Let's listen a little bit more.
And one of the things I wanted to do with my life, I wanted to purposely accomplish things that mainstream and corporate America say people like me where I'm from can't accomplish. So they couldn't say that about me. So that's why I was an honor roll student in high school. That's why I made the dean's list in college. That's why I graduated from college. I wanted to be a best-selling author, a donor, a philanthropist, a school founder. So now if you close your eyes, I could be a 55, 60-year-old person, black or white, and have the same accomplishments that allow me to get into the room and allow my resume to be just as valid. So again, maybe an irrelevant point, may have been taken out of context. Maybe I could have articulated it better. All good. If it was irrelevant, then my bad, I own it.
All right. So basically, you see the man taking ownership. And I like to see him the way he expressed that he was on the dean's list. All right. He wants to be a philanthropist. All right. These are things that I feel like these athletes, because we always being depicted as the athletes and entertainers, right? We here to shuck and jive and dive, dance for them folk, right? But at the same time now, keep in mind, we are the scholars too. We the scholars, we the doctors, we the scientists, we're the salt of the earth, nonetheless. I'll say that for a different show. But keep in mind, we are the scholars, guys. We are the intelligent people. We're not just we just can't dunk a ball, right? We are the mathematicians. We are these things. We are super sophisticated, especially if you give us a fighting chance. You even the playing field, as in resources and education, where we get education from, and the resources that we have access to, we'll perform scholastically with any other race, right? Shout out to all different races, but in reference, I gotta speak about my race, the black race. Trust me, guys, we can perform with the best of them. We can win those spelling bees just like the other races. We can win those math contests just like the other races. We can produce the top doctors and scientists and sophisticated people for the world. And we will contribute to the world, right? You can't suppress it for too long. So shout out to Jalen Rose for saying that, man. And I'm pretty sure there's a big future ahead of that, beyond that. And shout out to everybody else that was fired amongst, and I don't know why they did all the layoffs, but there was a lot of layoffs at ESPN. I don't know if it was financial reasons. I don't know what. I got to look into it. Some of this stuff, I'm just vaguely looking at, you guys. Don't think that I study everything to the last compound, right? Sometimes I run across information. You know what I mean? Shout out to Jalen Rose nonetheless, right? And all parties involved with that layoff. All right. Let's speak about Kiki Palmer. All right, Kiki Palmer, you guys know Kiki Palmer, the actor. Kiki Palmer that's always has some gripe. She's always had some gripe in the tabloids, right? She's always speaking about something, some injustice that she finds out, or some stereotype, or she's trying to dispel a stereotype, whatever. Kiki Palmer, she just had a child, I believe. So I think she's probably feeling like she's really thick and luscious, looking real good. She was seen wearing something that some would consider provocative, right? Miss Kiki Palmer. I don't know. She was looking kind of good. I don't really look at Kiki Palmer like that. She doesn't really float my boat, to be honest with you. But beauty's in the eye behold. I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there that love the shit out of her, hence her baby daddy, right? So let's speak about it. The baby daddy seen her wearing some see-through and she was looking good. She was looking good. Facts, though. Respectfully, because she's married. We respect married women here at L.O.T.S Approved Media. I think he said something like he didn't like what she was wearing. Right? I don't want to say too long on it, but I don't think it was that much. I don't think she was wearing in these days and time, I don't think it's that bad, but at the same time, you can't tell a man how you should feel about his wife, right? Some people have some real strict laws when it comes to marriage, right? And wearing revealing clothes and things of that nature. So nonetheless, he expressed how he didn't like that his baby mother was dressed like that. And we seen Kiki, she was at some event, she was next to Usher. They was a little bit close. I'm not saying that something was going on, but to somebody on the outside looking in, that could have left things up to interpretation, to be misinterpreted. Okay? So nonetheless, yeah, maybe Buddy sees something that we don't see, right? But I don't want to stay too long on that topic. All right, and shout out to Kiki Palmer nonetheless and Baby Father and all that. Nelly sells, okay. I'm gonna end off with this. All right. It looks like rapper Nelly has sold 50% of his catalog for $50 million. All right. Rapper is going down, baby. Yo Street in the Range Rover, street sweeper cop bet, ready to, you know the rest. Nelly has sold 50% of his catalog for $50 million. Now, you know, Nelly was a part owner. I don't know how much a minority owner. I don't know how much percentage did he own of the Charlotte Bobcats, but Nelly did own a piece of the Charlotte Bobcats, okay? With Michael Jordan, I believe. And they turned their name to the Charlotte Hornets, whatever. Which Jordan just sold the majority of his stake in that, right? He sold his ownership of the franchise. So now Nelly has sold 50% of his catalog for $50 million. So this is what's going on. I see a lot of people. I see Future just did that. I see Justin Bieber just did that. I think Dr. Dre just did that. A lot of people are selling their catalog. I don't know the stipulations in it. Sometimes it might be just for their licensing out. They get their catalog back after a certain amount of years. I don't know the contract stipulations, all right? But nonetheless, I see what people are doing. And, you know, we speak about things in this. We speak about Black ownership here on L.O.T.S Approved Media. Don't shoot the messenger. Nonetheless, it is their choice. Shout out to Nelly for even being able to have that money. But it's a crazy thing I was thinking about. Nelly just getting back with Ashanti. Yo, let me tell you something. You know, I had to talk about it. I got to talk about Nelly and Ashanti. So Ashanti must be enjoying the fruits of his labor. So Ashanti, Nelly still got it. You good. Nelly still got paper. You gonna be all right. Shout out to Nelly. All right. I didn't know what Nelly has been doing, but apparently Nelly has been financially stable for a long time. And Nelly's usually in the background. I don't hear Nelly purchasing no new companies, no business mergers, no stocks, no Bitcoin. No, I don't hear nothing about Nelly other than the Charlotte Bobcats. So it's safe to say he moves in silence. But it looks like Nelly is eating out here. So shout out to Nelly, man. All right. And you guys, this is L.O.T.S Approved. Don't Shoot the Messenger episode number 44. This week wasn't that eventful, but nonetheless, by the grace of Most High, we was here. We here. All right. I need everybody to enjoy their weekend. Make sure to enjoy your weekend and be safe so you guys can come back and meet me on Friday again. By the grace of God willing, we'll meet back up here on Friday again. All right. Love and respect to everybody that's here to join us. All right. Once again, this is episode number 44. Nonetheless, I go by the name of L.O.T.S Approved, the incomparable, often imitated, never duplicated. The one you stole your style from. Yeah, we're gonna add that to the monitor. We're gonna add that to it. I'm working on that. All right. L.O.T.S Approved Media, episode number 44. This is powered by L.O.T.S Approved Media. This is the Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 44. Excusez-moi. All right. You guys make sure you stay safe for the weekend, and I'll see you guys back on Friday. That part be smart.